Common boxing mistakes corrected. Now the first mistakes we're going to take a look at is your boxing footwork. You see me just move backwards, my legs never came together, which is a very common boxing beginning mistake. Your legs always have to be at a wide distance apart. Your stance is at shoulder width apart. They can become wider when you step because the firm is too anchored to the ground. They never come in close. So that's the first boxing beginner mistake, is your footwork. Another footwork mistake is your feet crossing. Your feet should never cross. Again, it's just for stability and balance reasons. If your feet are crossed, you're not stable and you're not balanced. You can easily be knocked down. Your feet should always remain shoulder width apart, minimum in any direction you're stepping in. The foot leading goes first. To my right foot. To my left foot. Forward, front foot. Backwards, back foot. Boxing defense mistakes corrected. Now the first boxing mistake that's made by boxing beginners is being open. Look, your opponent shouldn't be able to visually see where they'll land. If I'm standing here like this, I'm visually open. In theory, all my opponent has to do is strike me just like that, and they're gonna land. They shouldn't be able to see the target. So you've got to stand side on with your arms tight. They have to calculate the way to get around your defense. Blocks. Now when you're blocking in boxing, you don't want to keep your hands still, because that way punches are going to just smash straight through your guard. Instead, when you block, your block has to meet the punch. A moving object, your block meets another moving object, the punch. You always want to block symmetrical as well. The mistake a lot of guys make is, if a punch is coming from your left hand side, they block it with their right. But what happens is now I'm open to get counter boxed. So instead, you've always got the block symmetrical. Shot comes to my left, I block with my left. Comes to my right, and I block with my right. Rolling punches. When you're rolling punches, beginners make a lot of mistakes now. The first one is that when you roll, it's from your legs, not your back. What you can see here is not rolling a punch, I'm rolling from my back. Instead, you must roll from your legs, bending your knees and transferring away. From left foot to right foot, and from right foot to left foot, depending on the direction you're rolling. Another mistake beginners make when they roll is they're looking at the floor. When a shot's coming to me, I'm looking at the floor and then I look up. I'm looking at the floor and then I look up. That's all wrong. Your eyes never come off your opponent. And that includes when you're rolling. When I roll, I look up. I'm looking at my opponent. I'm looking up. Another mistake when beginners are rolling, they're dropping their hands. I'm rolling and dropping my hands. Raising it when I come back up, dropping it and rolling. That's all wrong, because you don't know what the second punch your opponent is going to throw. They might throw a left hook and you roll under, but the second punch might be a left hook to the body, which will collide with your chin. You've got to have your guard up tight when you're rolling. Slipping punches. Look what I'm doing right now. It's called the window wiper. You don't want to be doing this. If I'm slipping to my right, I don't want to expose my left, and vice versa. Instead, your hands want to stay glued to your chin. Slip, 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 slip at all times. Punching mistakes corrected. When it comes to punching, there's a few mistakes. Let's get through them. The first mistake we're going to look at is when you're punching, in my guard, I'm more good, I'm more balanced. I've hit the target, and when my hand returns, I don't go back to guard, I drop it low, and then I go back to guard. Your punch always has to go back to your original guard position. If you're in a free shell, you'll pop it out and it'll come back to free shell. But as a boxing beginner, you're going to be using the traditional boxing stance with your hands up tight. You're going to pop the shots out and it's going to come back to your guard. None of this. None of that. Another mistake is when you pop out your jab, you pull back your right hand. You pull them back, just like a string and an arrow. That's so wrong, because you can easily be countered. Instead, you want to keep your rear hand tight by your jaw as you shoot out the jab. Power punches. Now when a lot of boxing beginners are trying to get power, they pull back the hand and launch the shot. Whether that's a straight cross, a hook, or an uppercut. That's not what you want to do. You always want to punch from your guard position. At this position, you turn the foot, hips and shoulder, bam! Generate the needed force. Just like that. Can you see what I'm doing here wrong? It's my elbows. I'm not staying in tight. I'm raising my elbow before I punch. You want to stay tight, and pop your shots out. But now look, brings me onto another floor. Look at my fist. You need to turn over at the end of your punches. And then with the two leader knuckles, index and middle knuckle. Just like that. I'm going to add in 2 drills which you can use to help perfect your boxing technique. The first one, keeping your elbows tucked in. Having your elbows tucked in when you're boxing, what that will do is allow you to be harder to hit. The defense is better. What you can do is keep your rear arm, your rear elbow tucked in and popping the jabs, moving around. Just working your lead hand. And at the end of the session, you might not throw punches at all. You might have both hands tucked in and you just move around the ring. Another tip for good defense is holding an object by your chin. Once your hand moves away from your chin, the object will fall. It's really essential to keep your rear hand glued by your chin when you're boxing, as if your rear hand drops, nothing can protect it. Unlike the lead hand dropping, which can be protected by your shoulder. As common boxing beginner, footwork, defense and punching mistakes corrected just for you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. Also, turn the alerts on for future videos. Press to watch the video here, the YouTube recommends best for you to watch.